Say hey everybody, welcome back to the leadoff on Sorare FP. I'm Alex Hooper, breaking down all of the action in baseball from June 7th and letting you know how that impacts your gallery. Let's get right underway. San Diego tops Seattle 10-3. Michael Wacha the story in this one. He gets the win, 6 innings pitched, 2 hits, a walk, and 7 strikeouts. Currently, you can get a Michael Wacha limited for $6 and a rare for $26. You know, Wacha is a guy who doesn't strike out a ton, but he's been missing barrels. He's been limiting contact, and he is a serviceable pitcher. The pitcher of the month, actually, in the National League in May. So, Wacha is going to be a light buy for me. He's not a guy that I love long term, and I don't love splashing on him and holding long term, but he is a guy who is serviceable, and he's got the Guardians coming up in that weak offense. So, yeah, Michael Wacha, a light buy for me at $6 or $26. The other story in this one is Juan Soto. He goes 5 for 5 for the first time in his career, 4 RBIs. Soto you can get for $71 for a limited, $305 for a rare. Those prices are fine and commensurate with his output and the fact that he's still only 24. Juan Soto is always a buy, and he's going to be a buy for the foreseeable future. Also, Gary Sanchez, 2 for 5, a double and a home run, $4 for a limited, $10 for a rare. Gary being a catcher, and maybe he DHs full-time in San Diego. I'm holding. I don't think he's worth selling at that price. I don't think he's worth buying. I'm going to ride out the Gary Sanchez storm and hope it benefits me. Moving on, Arizona tops Washington 6-2. Corbin Carroll going off again, 4 for 5, 1 home run, 1 stolen base. Carroll's only 22. He's an amazing player. He's an amazing fielder. He's an amazing hitter. But you can find similar immediate value elsewhere. $67 for his limited, $274 for his rare. Corbin Carroll is a player that I want on my team. It's just I'm not willing to go out and pay those prices for him just yet. I would rather win him. So Corbin Carroll is a hold for me, but if you want to invest in young players, he's obviously a great place to start. Emmanuel Rivera, 3 for 5. Again, we talked about him yesterday. A double last night. I'm still holding Rivera and need a bigger sample size, but if you want a mega cheap buy, I think he's a great place to start. And finally, Ketel Marte, 3 for 4 as well. He's got a double. $13 for a limited, $56 for his rare. Marte, another guy that I've wanted on my team for a while. I just haven't pulled the trigger. His batted ball numbers aren't huge. They're not terribly promising, but they're fine. So I'm holding Marte unless you're stacking Arizona already. To Milwaukee, the Brewers top the Orioles 10-2. Willy Adames is back, and he's back in a big way. 2 for 5, a double, a homer. You can get him for $10 for a limited, $50 for a rare. When you consider some of those other prices we just talked about, Adames sounds pretty good in the middle infield where, production is a little thin unless you have some of the top guys. Adames is one of those top guys. If you want a mid to low level star, then Willy Adames might be your guy. A great barrel rate, but he's only 54th in xWOBA. He's a light buy for me. Like I said, it's hard to get that kind of damage in the middle infield. Corbin Burnes was amazing. Of course, he was amazing in my Sandlot team. 8 innings pitched, 2 hits, 9 strikeouts. Burnes for $22, you can get his limited, $115 for his rare. Great numbers across the board. 84th percentile hard hit rate, 75th percentile expected ERA divided by xWOBA, 79th percentile x batting average, 75th percentile x slug. I'm going light buy on Burnes here. If we get 2 more starts at this same price, I would say hammer it away. But you can get that value elsewhere. But Burnes is, a top 10 pitcher, sometimes top 5. Sometimes he's been, even in that top 2 with Garrett Cole. So I think he's probably in that second tier below Cole and Strider, kind of nestled in there somewhere, and it depends on the matchup. Moving on, the Angels top the Cubs 6-2. Boy, the Cubs are not very good. If you look up and down this lineup, they are struggling. Shohei Ohtani 1 for 4 with a double and a stolen base. If you don't know my feelings on Ohtani yet, then just check any other video. If you win him, hold him. If you bought him, I wouldn't recommend it, but never a buy at the prices that he goes for. Mike Trout 1 for 4 with a homer. He's back. Batted ball numbers are nuts for Mike Trout. So it's Mike Trout. At $36 for a limited, I'm saying hold, but for $267 for a rare, buy if you're into that sort of thing. If you're into throwing $250 at a rare over 31 years of age, then go for it. Anthony Rendon, meanwhile, $7 for his limited, $37 for his rare. He's been dealing with injuries, but he's a big XWOB underperformer. I'm saying perspective buy on Anthony Rendon, just if you want to, maybe try to buy low. More fun in Cincinnati. The Reds top of the Dodgers 9-8. We've been talking about Matt McClain. We've been talking about Elly De La Cruz, and we're talking about him again. De La Cruz with just a monster shot. His cards are available. As I record this, there's about an hour left on his first set of cards. It's one of whatevers. Like I said before, I'm holding until around 0.07. I'm not going out and paying the premium for his collectible cards for sure. I want to see him come down a bit before I make that splash, and I want to see what the sample size looks like. But boy, he is good. Same thing with McClain, 2 for 4 with a triple, $24 for his limited, $84 for his rare. Again, I'm still waiting until we get a bigger sample size rather. Fun one in St. Louis as the Cardinals top the Rangers 1-0. John Gray with a complete game 12 strikeout loss, 1-0. Gray's really suppressing contact. His numbers aren't crazy. $10 for his limited, $36 for his rare. That's a light buy for me. If that's something you want, then he's at a decent price. Ryan Helsley, though, did get the save. We talked about it on Monday. Helsley was kind of losing grasp on that closer role in St. Louis, but he looks to be the preference, and he is still selling at solid prices. That's Ryan Helsley. Guardians top the Red Sox 5-2. 3 for 4 from Ahmed Rosario, $4, $25 for his rare. That's a big sell for me. If you can get off of Ahmed Rosario and get any amount of money for it, I would do it. I don't think he's going to stick around long, and doesn't play defense well enough to go to a contender. I'm off of Ahmed Rosario. Josh Naylor, meanwhile, $8 for his limited, $54 for his rare. He's 3 for 4 again. Long-term, Naylor doesn't project super great, but his batted ball numbers are very good. 84th percentile xWOBA, 94th percentile x batting average, 88th percentile x slug. Josh Naylor is a buy for me. Also of note, Masa Yoshida did move up to 3rd in the order, but he's still a sell, as we talked about. Also, the A's top the Pirates 9-5 in a matinee game. Ryan Noda with another homer. We just talked about him being a buy. He's still a buy. Brent Rooker, 2 for 6 with a double. I'm still selling. He and Jace Peterson, who's 2 for 4 with a double with some RBIs. That's a sell on Jace Peterson. And just to wrap up, a couple more. Miami tops Kansas City 6-1. Jesus Sanchez with another homer. Back-to-back games for him. His batted ball data are great. $5 for his limited, $15 for his rare. I think it's a great buy opportunity on someone very low and someone very young. Toronto tops Houston 3-2. Yordan Alvarez with a homer. Bo Bichette with a homer. 2 guys that you want on your team. Both at decent enough price points like we talked about with Yordan. Bichette, one of the highest projecting middle infielders, so he's fine to go after too. San Francisco tops Colorado 5-4. The one thing of note from this game and recently for me is Nolan Jones of the Rockies. He's young, 24 years old. He has power, and he plays in Coors. He's a guy I want to keep my eye on. $6 for his limited, $23 for his rare. I think that those are okay prices. I don't know that I'm rushing to go get him, but if you have him, I'm not selling him. That's a hold for me. And also Tampa Bay tops Minnesota 2-1 in a pretty pedestrian game. We know what both of these teams look like. One is very good. The other is very injured. But that's going to do it. That's the wrap up for today. Again, if you haven't joined Sorare FP, patreon.com/SorareFP, $5 for projections, $10 for projections in the Discord and the upcoming app, which I am so excited about. I'll keep beating that horse, at least until we release somewhere here in the next month. Very, very excited for that. But until tomorrow, I'll talk to you.